I am broken, I want to hug you once more. Before you hate me, I want to be loved once more. Before I cry, I want to smile once more. Before I fall, I want to fight for you once more. Before you kill, I want to make love once more. Before you recite poetry, I want to kiss your lips once more before I die. I want to live once more. You are my life. Without you, I am dead. With you, I live once more. Hello and good evening, everyone. Welcome you all on this Inkdew platform and Inkdew Talks. Inkdew is celebrating Valentine's Days, Valentine special 7 colors of love. And today we have a guest from Bhutan. Please welcome her, Sarita Paudel. Hello, Sarita.
Hello everyone.
Hello.
Ma'am, am
How
am
are
I
you?
audible?
Yeah, you are perfectly audible. Sarita, you are audible perfectly.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. How are you, Sarita?
I'm fine and thank you, ma'am. How about you?
I'm also Inkdewers. As I told from Bhutan, in the year 2021, she graduated from Royal Thimphu College, pursuing Bachelor's of Arts in English Studies. Literature is her major field of study. From primary to the higher school, she enjoyed literature than technical subjects. She was and are a keen reader, and through reading, she developed a habit of writing. Now she has her Facebook page named The Soul Seeks, and she posts her poems there along with many other poetry forums. It has not been so long that she has invested her in literary activities such as writing poems, stories, and other articles. Being a fresh writer, she has just started writing a poem per day and post it in different poetry groups internationally. As a token of appreciation, she got the appreciation from different poetry platforms. And as a token of appreciation, she was awarded with the position of administrator and moderator of a poetry group named Bleeding Pen, founded by a Bhutanese writer, Bhagavat Bhandari sir. Similarly, she is also playing the role of a judge, reviewer, and moderator of Global Poetic Pen founded by Mohammad Hamim, Hamim sir. Also a moderator of Love Poetry International founded by Madam Christina Junaid. Having got these roles, she has learned how to read and understand poetry from their point of view. She has learned how to appreciate literature, and she has learned to accept and tolerate international culture. There are some poetries that that she is very fond of, like "To My Muse," "The Road Not Taken," "It's Your Day, Goddess," "If I Were a Superwoman." So, Sarita, today we are going to talk about your career as you are very young. So, how did you start your writing? These kind of talks we will have on this platform, and then as we are celebrating this Valentine's special, so we will talk a little bit of our love also. So, first, I would like to ask you that what is your inspiration for your writing? When did you start writing, and what inspired you? Did you inspire by any person or any situation that impulse you to write more and more? Who is your inspiration, or what is your inspiration?
Okay, thank you so much for this question, ma'am. As I have already mentioned, that I graduated from Royal Thimphu College in the year 2021, pursuing Bachelor's of Arts in English Studies. So, English or literature is my major field of study. But till now, I didn't focus on writing. I was not passionate about writing actually, but since this year, uh, I have started writing, and I have started giving my time in writing poetry. And I have a small story behind this. Actually, I was pursued by Bhagavat Bhandari sir. He actually asked me to write poetry, but I was not interested in writing because I thought that I'll be judged. I thought that what if my writing is just a crap and people will laugh at it. But recently, it has not been a month that I started writing. Mm, I have a friend who is a doctor by profession. We were very close friends. Once it so happened that we had a quarrel between us, and I was like kind of hurt that time. And with that emotion of hurt, I started writing poetry. First, I think I wrote a poem on uh, fake emotion. I think that was the one that I wrote that time, but that kind of didn't come very uh, like I must say that it was not very good because I just started writing, and like my words were not matching. I didn't follow like rhythmic pattern and all. But now I think I have developed a good habit of writing because each day I write. I make a point that I write one poem and post it. So I think he was my inspiration, although like I began my writing with like a negative emotion, that was I was hurt that time. But I think he is my muse, he is my inspiration. And also I thank Bhagwat Bandari sir, because he was like convincing me to write poetry since last year itself. But I didn't pay heed to that because I was like kind of busy in my own academic studies. But now, since I don't have a job as of now, I am, as I have already mentioned, that I am an honest job seeker, and I'm trying to kill my time with the poetry. So this is how I begin writing poems.
Okay, so your journey is very interesting of writing.
I must say that it's interesting because I had a quarrel with my so-called best friend, and then I was kind of hurt, no, and then I started writing poems based on that situation.
Yeah, exactly. And now you are searching for job.
I'm actually I'm kind of searching for a job. I have applied in some places, and I'm hoping for like a positive response from those agencies that I have applied to.
Okay, you will definitely get it. You have that much talent. Don't worry about that.
I
Okay,
hope so,
sorry.
ma'am.
Yeah. Uh, I want to ask you one more thing, that
Yes.
you have recently completed your graduation and you're still very young. You have a lot of
Yes.
opportunities to do so many things in literature field, and in fact in any field you have a lot of time, lot of opportunities. So what kind of changes you want to bring in literature world with your pen?
Actually, like I was explaining earlier, like I was also inspired by one of my friends to devote my life or devote my time in literary fields, even though like my study a field of study was in literature. I just like used to think that I had to read lot of novels, stories, poems and all. But now I think literature is life, and like if we know how to link our life with literature, like language is very beautiful, we can express it in any ways. So uh like I'm searching for a job, and I especially want to become a teacher if I get to, because I'm passionate about and talking a lot. That's one of my hobbies. And if I get to become that, if I become teacher, then I think that's one of the platform where we can invest ourselves in literature, and also we can like motivate others to invest their time in literature. As I have mentioned in my biography also, like recently I have created a Facebook page, like my soul six. So if I get a chance to become a teacher, then I'm going to like influence my students to create a page of their own, to write something, like they can just scribble something on per a day, and like it will come out as a good product. I started and I'm going to influence them to that too. Like these days, like we know that every child, from the time they know how to talk, they ask for cell phones, android phones, and like we can use, there are lots of opportunities, or like different features that they can use their cell phones productively. Like if they create a social media account, if they create some page, blog and all. So not just chit chat, not just playing games and all over those phones, they can like use that productively. They just like I did, they can create a page of their own, write something. I am going to do that if I like if I am ever selected as a teacher. So
Yeah,
that's how I'm going to like bring changes in literature too, not just in classroom learning and teaching. Outside that also there are a lot of things that we can do as an individual. So I'm going to uh, impart that habit, and I think that's how in little ways we can bring changes in literature.
exactly. That would be the great initiative if we would like to do this, because it is very important to inculcate in our kids that androids are not only for chit chatting and using social media unnecessarily. You have
Yes, yeah,
yeah. On one hand, social media is very useful.
that's
Also, we
exactly.
can we can connect to the world through it.
Yes, ma'am. And yes, ma'am. And as of now, also like, I know it's I'm being selfish, but whenever I chat with friends, I chat with them in poetic lines so that they get inspired to write, reply me through poems and all. And sometimes I forcefully force my friends to write a poetry, all those stuffs. And I think I'm quite having a good time investing myself in literature through
But you are
poems.
not being selfish. You are just try to enhance their creativity. You are not being selfish. Hello.
And sometimes friends that you are so much selfish, like you write poems, you enjoy poetry, but you are trying to force us all the stuffs. And I tell them that poetry is one of the like best forum where best element where you can pass your time, and they get sometimes they get inspired and they reply.
Uh, Sorry, we have lost the connection with her. It's because of our network issue is always there. We cannot. Uh, we are helpless actually, but obviously I won't waste your time. I'll keep reading poems till she joins. Be my poetry. The day I first met you, you were in pain that I could see in your eyes. Wish I could take your pain away. I prayed to the Lord, and the pain subsided, slowly and slowly. I fell in love slowly and slowly with you. I couldn't control my mind. I launched for you, but it was very painful to know you belonged to someone else. The river, hopes fell like leaves of an autumn. I tried to find you in hearts and words. I started to write poems for you, all about your smiling face and irresistible beauty. A little imagination of that took my pain away. That's how I, and you are my beautiful poetry. Okay, we will take a short break so that we would be able to connect to her. So enjoy the break. Okay, we actually got her. She's here now. Hello, Sarita, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Sarita? Okay, till she get connected, I would like to recite one more poem. This is a very nice poem. If I fell in love with you, I fell in love with you, to a wish, baby. For I want to be a poetry, not the poet. Would you write about me? Would you imagine? Would you fall in love with me just like I did once upon a poetry? Would you be my fantasist? I will be your flights of fancy, be my poet. I will be your indelible ink. Would you? Hello, Rita.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sarita, one more thing I want to ask you that which is your first poem? Can we know or can we hear that poem?
My first poem, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it is fake emotion. Fake emotion, ma'am. Fake emotion.
Fake emotion. Can we hear that poem?
Fake emotion, yeah.
Can we
Okay.
hear that?
Uh, my poetry reads. My poetry reads. Fake emotion. She knew it was going to end like never before, but she loved him hard, for he meant so much to her. Each day she loved him, each second she fell for him. For she was imagining her future in him, for she always wanted to be with him. After many years, she found him she wanted to be with. She started seeing him as a man of her future, for she dreamed of a man like him. Days passed, the closeness developed. Each day new talk, new memories. He started appearing in her vision and soon became her mission. Alas, she failed, for he changed his direction. He changed his hope and faith. He changed like a winter from beautiful summer that broke her, for she blindly loved him dearly. I think this was the first poem that I wrote when I had a fight with my friend.
It's a very
So this
beautiful
is
poem.
how I started. I think it came out quite nice.
Yeah, it was a very beautiful poem. You have written it very beautifully, and in fact, you have defined this fake emotions also very beautifully. Okay, Sarita, I want to ask you that you are a part of so many poetic platforms, as you have mentioned, right? So I want to know, as a young poet, I want to know that as a young poet, what kind of things you have learned from all these platforms.
Okay, ma'am. As I mentioned, I'm given a role of a moderator, an administrator, and a reviewer, and also a judge from different poetic platforms. Like as a moderator, what I do is I usually approve poems, and as an administrator, I do the same thing. I like approve poems, and the thing that I learned from this poetic platforms, carrying these duties are, firstly I learned how to organize things. Like sometimes I, as a moderator, I have to organize contests and all, so I knew how to organize things, the key to management and all. And also I learned like the value of integrity. Like I have to, when I act as a judge, like I have to be honest, I have to be truthful, with different poems, because like since we are awarding poets with certificates, so I have to be honest. Even though I'm a new to poetry, new to poetry as a writer, poet. I knew poetry, but I knew how to read, but I didn't know how to write. And now, as a moderator, as a judge, and as a reviewer, I learn different voices. I get to dwell into different voices of different poets, and I have also learned how to connect with people, because through poetry I get to know their emotions, and that connects me with them. So this is what I have learned from different poetic platforms, other than writing poems, posting poems, and approving poems and certifying those poets. I have also learned the value of like connection and acceptance of the people with different background, from internationally. Since I'm from Bhutan, I get to read the poems from like India and other countries, like even from Nigeria and all. So I get to dwell into the thoughts of people. So I think these are the things that I'm learning as a young poet, because there are poets who are so much senior to me, and when I read their poems and when I read my poems, I get to I get to compare my poems too, and I learn from their poems as well.
Okay. So these are the beautiful things that you have learned from every platforms, that the connection, how can we connect
Yes,
to
ma'am.
each
And
other.
also yes, ma'am. And also, this poetic platforms has taught me how to dedicate myself in poetry. Because, like, if I do not write a poem today, I'll be thinking that tomorrow there will be different poems. What if I don't get the chance to post all those things? Like, first, when I started writing, like, I was quite fascinated about those certificates and all. But now it has been a month that I'm writing and posting my poems in different poetic platforms. But now I usually don't give much concern to those certificates. I just want my poetry to be heard by the people, and sometimes I get constructive feedbacks from them that helps me grow my poem.
Yeah, exactly. And you can get your thoughts reached to so many people through your poems also.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Through this poetic platforms, like I not just have to organize those contests and all, but I can post my own poems, and I get to reach my poems to a wider audience.
Yeah. Okay. So these are the beautiful things that you
I
have
think
learned.
this is the beauty of joining different poetic platforms.
Exactly, exactly. These are the beauty of these different platforms, of course. Although there are so many different
Yeah.
platforms, but the motive is, there is only one motive, that we have to connect the world and we have to spread the love through our poems. They all have the
Yes,
same motive.
exactly. Exactly, ma'am.
Okay.
Exactly, ma'am.
Sarita, I want to ask some more thing, that as we are celebrating Valentine's special 7 colors of love, and this February
Okay,
is
ma'am.
especially real love. So I want to know what is exactly love is to you. What is the real definition of love? As we hear so many things about love, there is affection, there is attraction, there is a attraction, there is so much of love we hear. But what exactly love is?
I think this is one of the obvious question that will be asked in this month of love. And
Like,
yes, as you said, ma'am, there are different associations to love. Like some it's just attachment, some just attraction, some infatuation. But love is universal, ma'am. Like infatuation, like we just feel for someone for some time, then as on when the time passes, we get away with that.
uh, actually, we again lost the connection with her. Meanwhile, I'll recite a poem. She would definitely join. She is trying hard. She is trying hard to join. So she is joined. Hello,
Hello, ma'am.
hello.
I think
Yes,
we are
Sarita.
time and again losing the connection.
No issue, no issue. You can continue with your answers.
Shall I continue?
Yeah, you can continue with your opinions.
Okay, ma'am. And for me, love is universal. It is a power to heal. It gives us a reason to live longer. It gives us a reason to smile. It gives us a reason to do something better in life. That's love. Love, it should be unconditional,
Yeah,
because when we set conditions in love, it becomes just attachments, attraction, and intuition.
yeah,
Like I cannot elaborate more on these days. People have started attaching values to love. Like if you give someone something, like if you give someone a gift, then they think that you love them. But we are taking it in a different way, because love should come from your heart, and it should grow in your soul.
exactly. So love is something that should be unconditional. It should not come with any conditions. If it is coming with condition, it's not love. It's infatuation, it's attraction, and whatever we can say. But love is purely unconditional, and it is universal. Exactly, Sarita.
Yeah, yeah, yes, ma'am.
Okay, Sarita, here we will take a break first, and just enjoy. We are gonna enjoy the break.
Yes, ma'am.
Maybe she has lost the connection. Uh, she has come. Uh, okay, Sarita. I want to recite the poem. I have your secrets. The title is I have your secrets. I have your secrets. Screenshot video calls, recordings. Your love letters, that night you spent, that black dick maniac, that stupid first love, that outing with your crush, that fight with your fiance, and what not. Are you afraid of me? You should not be, as you own my heart. Just squeeze it a little, and I will be all dead. But would you please do it gently once before you do that, and I will be immortal. But remember, I have all your secrets. I have all your secrets. Uh, Sarita, I want to ask you that as a poet, how can you relate love with literature? Or what is the role of literature in love, or vice versa? Are you getting me, Sarita? Hello?
Ma'am, ma'am, can you repeat your question, please? Sorry.
Yeah, sure.
Like,
As a
your
poet,
voice was cracking and I
how
didn't
can you
hear.
relate love with literature? Or I want to ask that what is the role of love in literature or vice versa?
Oh, okay, thank you for the question. Like, love, as I have already said, it is it is a passion for what you do. And as a poet, I feel like poetry is love, and it plays a greater role in literature too, because a poet literature as a whole, it has different genres. It is it is literature is novel, literature is story, literature is poem too. And poem with poem, it completes a package of literature. So role of like poetry in literature, or role of love in literature is like, as a reader, if we love poetry, then we can invest that in literature. And the love, it should come from a reader towards literature. So if a person is in love with literature, then only he can enjoy reading, he can enjoy writing, he can enjoy the plot development in a story. So love plays a greater role in literature too, just like it plays a greater role in the lives of human. It plays a greater role in literature too. If we do not love literature, then there is no growing of literature, it will just die. So I think love has a greater role to play, because if we are not passionate about literature, then we won't like it. Nobody would read what we have written. Nobody would uh, nobody would write a drama. Nobody would write a play. Nobody would write a story without love. So if a person is in love with words, if a person is in love with language, then only he dedicate it to literature. So love and literature, it should go hand in hand.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
how I am passionate about poems, the people who are passionate about articles, who are passionate about writing novels. So in my opinion, like love and literature, they should balance. If one slightly goes down, then there is no growth in literature, there is no growth in love as well. So the
Exactly.
love basically should come from a reader or a writer, so that the audience will enjoy what he writes, what he role is.
Yeah. Okay. Sarita, am I audible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sarita, I want to know some more thing that you have written, you have mentioned in your biodata. You are very fond of some poems like To My Muse, The Road Not Taken, It's Your Day, Goddess, If I Were a Superwoman. So,
Yeah.
can we know that what is so special about these that actually I haven't read this poem, so I want to know from you so that I would be able to know the content of these poems and I would definitely read these.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. I'm so much fond of these poems because, unlike other poems, it has reached wider audience, and I have received appreciations from my readers as well. And one of the poems that titled "The Road Not Taken," it is. I posted it in different poetic forums, and one of the poetic platform that I posted this poem was in motivational strips, I guess. And through that, it got published or featured in Bharat Vision too. So I think this poetry is so dear to me,
Okay, okay,
and it kind of relates with my career, the current situation that I'm living, the circumstances I'm facing right now. And this poem relates me with this. So I'm fond of this poem, The Road Not Taken, mostly.
okay. So these poems are written by you. You have written all these poems.
Yes, ma'am. I have
Okay,
written these poems. So far, this is the one which is so dear to me, and I have invested so much time writing this poem.
okay. I will definitely go through these poems. I will definitely go through these poems. Hello. To you.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
I want to recite a poem, Sarita. One day, down the road. One day, I won't inhale a beautiful flower. One day, I won't cry like a baby. One day, I won't write any poetry. One day, you may miss me. You may not want to lose me. You may not want to tell me goodbye. but I won't have this. You may not want to hate me. You may not want to accuse me. I have been proved guilty. I do. Life has no choice. Then life would be more peaceful. If a man should die, the life would be more peaceful. If a man should live with poverty, everyone has to go. No return. Just like our mistakes, no one has to cry. To the joy of freedom, just like the release of a caged bird. So why would you will be fine, even if one day I won't come home. One day I won't look at the sun. One day I won't breathe. One day I will wait. So what will you say?
Hello, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Now you're audible. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Uh, Actually, before ending this session, I want to AI, which is yours also, some of your poems that you like to recite.
I think I will recite one of the poems that I have mentioned earlier, The Road Not Taken, because this is so dear to me and love this poem amongst all other poems. So, can I just recite that, ma'am? Can I just read that?
Exactly.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. Here it goes. The Road Not Taken. I honor poet Robert Frost for coming up with this topic. And today I selected this topic and am making it public. Robert Frost write about two diverging paths that he was unable to choose. And similarly today I am writing a poem on my path not taken, free verse and loose. I have traveled miles, I'm aging and I have miles to travel. Some rough, some thorny, and some smooth like a marble. Is my life superior, splendid, peaceful, or full of confusion? Because the roads that I have traveled and yet to travel has more than two diversions. I have traveled the road for humans, the road of literacy, the road of recovery. I have traveled the road of kindness, the road of beautifying and discovery. I am now perplexed. Did I travel the road of humanity, the road of education? Because many a times I'm stuck. I just see void and no solution. The roads that I've taken so far were young and mild. Those were under shelter of generosity and very mild. But the road that I'm seeking for now looks for independence, the route of settling, the foundation for betterment and abundance. I have not traveled the road of adulthood, own expenses, own living. I was simply chilling here, there, and like a pendulum oscillating. Now, I want to travel through thrones. I want to travel hardship. I want to understand what is life and life related relationship. I know humans, but now I want to know humanity. I know life, but now I want to know living and dignity. I know I know what roads are. I know how to walk, run or gallop. But now I want to walk one path of career, be it gentle or steep slope. The road not taken so far must be taken now. For that I must dedicate myself and take a vow. Bless me with thy good virtues, bless me with thy positivity, and later when we meet, I want to satisfy you with my responsibility. this is the poem, ma'am. I have basically written this depending on the situation that I'm now. Since I have already shared with you all that I am an honest job seeker, I have not started my career, but I now feel that poetry has set my career. Through this, I think I'll get to know many people, and career is not just something which you do and earn. I think earning money and career, it's totally different. Like earning money, it should go with job. Now poetry is letting me understand that career is something which we are passionate about, and I think poetry has started my career. And uh, I think this is all about my poetry.
Sarita, that
So
was a very beautiful poet. Sorry, a very beautiful poem, and you are a very beautiful poet. That you have described the road that you have taken in a very beautiful, in a very fine line, and you have actually adorned the whole road with beautiful words. That was a very beautiful poem.
thank you so much, ma'am.
And Sarita, that it
Yes, ma'am.
was nice talking to you. That you came on this platform and you have adorned this platform with your beautiful
Yes.
poem, with your beautiful opinions and thoughts, and the love you have spread on this platform. That was amazing. So we are very happy and we are honored to have you here. That was a very beautiful session. So for today, we have to end the session. We
Uh,
will, yeah.
I'm thankful to ma'am. Like since this is my first time I'm having this kind of conversation. Like in the beginning, I was quite nervous what to say, but now I think it's normal. I have enjoyed this talk, and I thank you, ma'am, for choosing me. Although I must have made lots of mistake while giving my opinions and all, but I must say I did learn a lot, and I'm
You're
happy that I'm able to share my views not just through my poems and all, but through this video session. I think that I have reached a wider audience, and moreover, I'm happy that my poetry was heard by many people. And I thank you for, I once again thank you for choosing me among other poets. So it was a nice time, and I did enjoy this session wholeheartedly, ma'am.
You're welcome, Sarita. And that was a very wonderful session. You have done very, very well. And you have actually spread the love, the affection among the poets. Whoever are, there are so many people who are listening you, and they have actually, they are actually happy to see you here. That a young poet like you have consist that kind of thoughts. So it was very beautiful session. For the time being, we have to go
Thank
now.
you so much.
We will see you further in other sessions.
And uh, okay, sure, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Okay, Indians. We'll come back again tomorrow with some other beautiful guests like her. And till then, bye bye. Good night.